All right, our next game, Nebraska at number 4, Ohio State. Nebraska is 5-2, 2-2 in the conference. Ohio State is 5-1, 2-1 in the conference. Not too much different there, right?
So excited to hear this.
The spread is 25.5.
Oh, man.
I'm sorry. The over-under is 48.5. I'm sorry, Justin. I love Nebraska. I do. I love Nebraska more than Ohio State.
Nicely done.
Sorry, guys.
Let's start at the bottom this time. Anwar, why don't you give us your thoughts? What do you got on Nebraska, Ohio State?
Yeah, give me Ohio State 35, Nebraska 17.
I like this guy.
17.
Okay. That's a bit more competitive. Why only 35, really?
Well,
What? Shut up.
Well,
Anwar, go ahead.
Let Anwar speak.
no. I'm a man of few words. That's what I've got. I've seen Ohio State play. I saw Nebraska play as well. So I think, I think that's what I think.
Yeah. Smart man.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sure.
All right. Garrison's going to take a forfeit on this one. Rob, what do you got?
I think the Buckeyes are going to get back on track after that heartbreaking loss. Going to wake them up. I think they're going to bring the fire, and the score is going to be 30-20. 38-20.
Back on track, as though Oregon wasn't the number 3 team in the nation, and like I can't believe I'm defending Ohio State right now, but they were never off track. It was a top 5 opponent on the road. They're good.
Yeah, from all the miscues and the penalties, and you know what? I really hope Jim Knowles starts putting pressure on quarterbacks, because Dylan Raiola is no slouch. He could give them trouble.
And what's going on is not his fault, which I'll get into in a second.
I was just shocked that Texas dropped to 6th this week?
Yeah.
5, I thought.
5?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know. Just looking at the top 5 and seeing Penn State in there, it's just like one of these is not like the other,
Yeah.
Yeah.
On there.
They will get exposed here.
Alabama is collapsing.
Yeah. Navy. Put Navy in there. Go Navy. That's
Navy.
my second team.
All right.
My point to Jim Knowles is, like, you have 2 5-star edges that you need to utilize more. Like, I just don't understand. I'm going back to the Oregon game. When Dylan Gabriel threw his first bomb for touchdown, Jim Knowles had four defensive, everybody drop back in pass coverage and had the edges stay home. It's just that type of thing. It's going to kill you in the long run when you go against teams who have an elite passing attack. That's all.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Peter, what do you got?
The thing that has made Ohio State so effective this year, and honestly, the Oregon loss didn't really shake me in any way about how I feel about this team. It actually helped me feel a lot better about Will Howard. He won me over in that game. Last play excluded. That was boneheaded. But, anybody blaming Will Howard for this loss doesn't know ball and didn't watch that game closely. Here's the thing. Ohio State is predicated, and Chip Kelly was at Oregon and all his other stops, on a balanced offensive attack. I must admit, I did text my boys. I said I think we're taking an L at halftime because all our big runs for the entire season have come between Jackson and Josh Simmons, our left tackle, our left guard and left tackle, or off the left side, bouncing outside or finding a crease somewhere on the left side of the line. And so I'll be completely honest. I am very, very concerned about our ability to run the football moving forward. Now, Ohio State is a program where we recruit. It's next man up. It has to be next man up. One injury should not derail a season. If there was one offensive lineman we could not live without, it would be the blind side left tackle. I mean, and how powerful we've been. I reiterate it, on the left side. We had 15 rushing yards in the second half. That shows me that we don't trust Mikulski. He's getting the start here in this game versus the Huskers, and I have cause for concern because even when they announced him as the starter earlier, it might have been the end of last week. Excuse me. They said, "Yeah, we're going to give Mikulski the nod, but we're trying other things too." That means he's not taken the position and made it his own and claimed it as his. And so I'll just be honest, man. I think we're going to be rushing for 50 yards less per game, each game, because of this loss. Depth on the offensive line was a concern that Rob and I hammered home all offseason on our channel. And then that happened, and I was like, oh, my gosh. So I really do have concerns that we can be a balanced football team now. And that really stinks because, like I said, Will Howard won me over. I didn't think he could play that well. I was not convinced. I said all of season 2, I wanted Dylan Gabriel or Cam Ward from the portal. And obviously they are balling to an elite level for different programs, respectively. Will Howard is quite the quarterback, and I'm very impressed. So I do have Ohio State winning this game, of course. I mean, I don't think.
Of course.
Sorry, that was arrogant. I don't think too many people are going to go with the Huskers. I mean, they used to be the black shirts, proud on the defensive side of the football, and wow. Who would have ever thought during the 90s 56 points would be dropped on a Huskers squad, and that's painful. But
don't bring it up anymore.
Hey, man, you got the Eric Crouch jersey back there. I got to bring up 2001, early 2000s, late 90s.
I had some.
But Quinshawn coming back from an injury, minor surgery to his wrist. Oregon somehow knew that and attacked that and literally ripped the ball. You don't see many fumbles where you just like, give me that, finish him, and just take the ball right out of the running back's hands. Like there was no punch, there was no whoops. He just said, mine.
Twist his wrist. Got it.
Hulk.
Ooh.
And so anyway, all that aside, Ohio State is going to take the dub. They're going to protect the home turf. Dylan Raiola, I think, this is probably the only chance, with an expanded conference that Raiola will see the horseshoe. So Buckeye fans, take advantage of that. Be rowdy. Let them know you're there. But being a noon game, first big noon kickoff game with Gus and Joel, can't wait. Ohio State's going to take this one. The Will Howard is going to have to lead the day, I think, and Travion as well. They're going to have to get creative, though, with the run game. But Buckeyes score. We'll go with 38 Ohio State, and I will go 14 for the Huskers.
So no Judkins. He's not going to have a big game.
I think Travion will have a bigger game. Yeah.
Why? Because you can utilize him in the pass more.
I think he's more explosive to the outside. I think you can exploit those things with the Huskers' defensive front and with their secondary. And honestly, Will Howard's going to lead the day and lead the offense, like I said. But I think Quinshawn's still coming back. He's not going to get nearly as many carries as Travion, in my humble opinion, because of the injury and the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Justin.
All right.
Are you okay? You doing fine?
Yeah, I'm hanging.
Dog is okay.
Cocaine. What?
Oh,
I
yeah.
didn't say cocaine.
Demonetized again.
All right, Justin.
Drug trafficking going on.
Yeah. So, okay. What I was saying about Nebraska's offense, kind of what I just elaborate on that a little bit in Raiola. This play calling has been some of the worst play calling I think I've ever seen from Marcus Satterfield. There's no rhyme or reason for anything that we're doing offensively. There's no plan B to fall back on. There's no simplified version of this offense. It is an all or nothing offense. Simple as that. Rutgers, we scored 14 points against Rutgers. Those two drives, I did a play-by-play breakdown of every single drive, of every single play. And I said, I was seeing what went wrong on each of those drives. The two drives that we scored on, we balanced run and pass. The ones that we didn't, every single one of them, we had some kind of lateral play or multiple lateral plays. We can't block on the perimeter. We keep going to the perimeter. We have to stop. We are not using the middle of the field. Raiola is dealing with a situation where we'll come out on 1st and 10 and we'll, run the ball for no gain, or we'll come out and we'll have like a quick hitting pass that's not properly schemed up, or we'll come out with a lateral pass. So 2nd and 10, we come out and there's 3 or 4 routes that are 15 to 20 yards down the field with 0 check down. Happened against every single team we played this year. Happened the first drive against Purdue. It killed our drive. First drive against Purdue, we come out, we have a lateral play. We get to midfield, have a lateral play. 2nd and 10, we have 3 routes, all of them beyond 20 yards down the field. Raiola has no check down option, so Raiola has to roll right and just try to throw something up and see if he can make a play, but he takes a hit on top of it. There's no rhyme or reason for what we're doing offensively. The run game is not being used intentionally. It's not being used to set up anything. Nothing we're doing makes sense on offense. We are not playing to our offense's strengths. Our wide receivers are struggling with separation because of that. And Raiola is really just getting hung out to dry. A lot of what we're doing, if you on the film, it's not Raiola's fault. He's being put in so many bad situations by Marcus Satterfield's horrendous play calling. Coming out of the bye, my video was titled, what Nebraska's offense has to correct to beat Indiana, and they didn't correct any of those things. So until I see a correction there in this offense, and again, the defense, I think the defense is okay. I like to an extent, right? The defense, again, I just think the wheels fall. Even Rule after the game, he said, "I don't even know what happened out there." He's like, he was embarrassed. He's like, everybody quit essentially. But he's like, we're not going to be victims about this, whatever that means. I don't care what it means. The offense needs to be figured out. And if you're not going to get rid of Satterfield, which I've been telling people, caution people, he's probably not getting rid of his guys mid-season, if even that in the offseason. But until I see a offense that can have any kind of efficiency on the field, I'm not going to pick them to beat a lot of teams on the rest of the schedule. I mean, I still think that we're in a good position against, USC, but, Wisconsin's playing better defensively. Iowa's good defensively. But Ohio State right now is just they're too good. And Ohio State always blows our doors off. So I'm going to say Ohio State 41, Nebraska, 14.
14?
Until the offense proves something to me.
Yeah, all right.
It's 2 weeks in a row I've seen of inefficient, ineffective offense. They got to prove something to me.
I'll be tuning in, Justin. I gotta bounce, but I'm really looking forward to your analysis and breaking this down and just learning more about X's and O's ball, because that is your forte, and that is
absolutely
definitely not mine. So,
yes, sir, man. Hey,
appreciate you, man. I'll be tuning in and commenting. You'll see me.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Have a good night.
Oh, yeah. Take care, Peter. See you soon.
See you, Peter.
All right, Mac, what do you got?
All right. Well, I think the analysis has been pretty much hammered home at this point. I think Nebraska's offense is good enough to hold on to the ball for a little bit. So, I mean, I think that they'll score a couple of points anyway. I think it'll probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of like 14. 2. Okay. And but yeah, I mean, Ohio State's obviously going to run away with it. Sorry, Justin. 42-14.
Why you apologizing to me? Look at my score prediction.
Well, I know, but you kind of have to say that, or else you're called a homer, apparently. So
no, I'm strictly going by what I'm seeing from this team, and it's just not good. Not good.
Yeah.
Just the offense, the offense.
Yeah,
especially.
Yeah, everything you're saying sounds exactly like what's going on in Michigan. So
yeah.
Sam Hartman's looking downfield for Adrian.
Carter almost has a one-handed catch.
Almost. That would